Today I'm doing a review on my Bass Tracker Pro Team 175 TXW. It's a 2012 model. Okay, starting in the front of the trailer, I added this. It's called an Easy Step system. It's kind of a three-step system where you can just step up there. It sure makes it nice for getting in and out of the boat when you're loading and unloading, and say slipping and falling, and it's a pretty nice little unit. This is a fold away system. That top two steps fold back and then you can swing your tongue away, and they make several different models. I think they make a two-step and also make a three-step that doesn't fold up, but I think with that swing away tongue you need that fold away three-step system. I also added a spare tire to the trailer. It didn't come with one, but I think a guy needs one if he's out on the road very much. I'll walk around to the other side, show you something that I also added on the center deck. Originally this thing had, it's just a 14-inch step. There wasn't a step there, so 14-inch step's pretty good hump to get up on that top deck. So I added this little step. I just got some marine plywood and some carpet. It's a little different color, but it's close enough. Also, I put this aluminum corner on it, kind of help hold things together, but it works out pretty good. It doesn't take up much room, and sure makes it nice getting up there on that top deck. This storage box here, I just keep life jackets and old boat bumpers and buoys and stuff in it. Plus here's your center rod locker, which I don't use that as far as rod storage. I usually just put my rods on the deck. And the thing I did also add is this, it's called an Easy Troll tray. 2012 they didn't have this recessed tray in them, so I put this in this past summer. It really worked out good. Gets that thing off the top, and you keep your feet down lower, and not near as hard on your back, and everything's right there. It doesn't move around, it's right in place. So it's a pretty good investment. It's pretty simple to install. The hardest part of installing it is drilling that first hole in the deck. After that, it's a breeze. But it's well worth the money. This thing comes standard with a Minn Kota Edge 45-pound trolling motor. It's a pretty nice motor. It'll get you around fast enough. Someday when funds are available, I'm going to upgrade to something a little bigger. I may also go with a 24-volt system, but that's down the road. Going back around to the other side, another thing I added on the front, I put a Humminbird 899. It's side imaging and down imaging. I put it on a ram mount where you can adjust this thing up higher or whatever and turn it any way you want to. It makes it pretty nice. I haven't totally got the side imaging worked out yet, but I think I will. It's going to take some time, I believe. On the console, I did change that one out also. I think it came with a Lowrance X4. I put on a 597 Humminbird. It's down imaging only. It's got a pretty nice size screen on it. I think it's a 5-inch. It's big enough you can see it off the back seat, and works out pretty good. It's a pretty nice little unit, and it's not that expensive. Another thing I added is these trays on my fishing seats. boat doesn't have a lot of place where you can, actually set a drink down and not knock it over, but these things work good. A place for your drinks, a little tray there, you can put extra baits in it. You can keep your scissors and forceps right there handy, and you don't have to reach around and try to pick things up off the deck. They work pretty good. I put one on both fishing seats. I think I got them Bass Pro. They were like $10, so I had to do a little modifying on them to cut that off. A piece of plastic came on back. I just cut it off on a bandsaw and used the bolts on the bottom of the seat to hold it in place. This is my locker I use for tackle storage. I mostly just crappie fish. I very seldom bass fish, and these are all crappie baits, crappie jigs, crankbait, swim jigs, tubes. Got a lot of different kinds. I keep all my jig heads in there. I got Mervue jigs and I don't know, like 8 different kinds of 1.5 to 2.5 inch plastic jigs. But if you can't find what they're biting on in there, they're not biting anyway. So that's enough stuff just for crappie fishing. Moving on to the back. This thing has a Mercury 4-stroke. This thing gets great gas mileage. Well, I just fish mostly just small lakes, and I can almost go all year, fish 80 to 100 times in the summer and go on a tank of gas. Most of the time, if I use the big motor, I just loading and unloading. Ordinarily, I'm just on the trolling motor. I imagine that trolling motor's got more miles on it than this motor does. Another thing I added is these boat buckles, which is really a good investment. A lot faster than the straps that came with it. They hold it in place, they're good and solid. Of course, you got one on both sides. I think I got those at Academy Sports. I think they're like $65-70 for the pair. That's just a quick review. Really enjoyed the boat. Like I said, it's a 2012. I bought it in 2013. It was a leftover from the year before, but I've had it 2 years now and I've really enjoyed it. I guess that's all I got to say. Thank you.